dispatch and said, get away from him. I'm running away from him.
Do you have access to the cameras on? No?
We've only got internal cameras.
Internal cameras? Okay. Were you outside for the whole confrontation?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, like, watching.
You watched?
Yeah.
So what happened?
He was standing here, and
Dad or the other guy?
okay.
Okay.
And he was in the middle of the parking lot, like, waiting, because he had called me.
Okay.
And gave him the phone. And he cussed me out, so I know for sure that he cussed him out. You know, he'll cuss a woman out, but, and then he said that we were all coming down to talk about it.
Okay.
And so he was waiting in the parking lot, and my dad came out to talk to him, and, you know, he was already upset about it because of the way that he handled it. And then I saw him, I'm trying to do this number, that one.
That guy who's kind of like pointed
Like
down?
up high,
Okay.
which was like my dad's shorter, so it was like, you know, I'm gonna be above you, and so my dad stepped in, and that was when he hit his hat.
Okay.
And then, I mean, nobody really like touched more than like a finger, but I mean, they were both doing the same. So, and I mean, it lasted for 2 seconds before they stepped away, and then he asked me to call the police, and then he called at the same time, which obviously has stress, so.
Yeah.
But,
I get you.
and so then they were like separated from that point on.
So basically, did you see Dad shove anyone?
No.
You didn't see Dad
No.
shove?
I saw him take one step in, and this guy went over,
Okay.
and I mean, he was up in his face, so. But it was not either one of them more than the other. They were both right here,
Gotcha.
so, before they stepped away.
Okay. And do you mind if I got your information? What's your first name?
Fallon, F-A-L-L.
He never asks who else is in the truck, but yet he knows there's 2 other people that saw the whole event. Never, not one of the officers.
So over the phone, he was saying that he was kind of mean to you. What was he saying? Was anything threatening or?
It was just like, come get your stuff off my, you know, it's mine, it's not yours. I got your number off the internet. Like, he called and was nice, and because I run a business, so I get phone calls all the time that are random. So it's just like, hello. And he's like, you know, I got your number off the internet, and is this Range Vibes? And I'm like, yes, sir. And then he just,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, are you the owner of, you know, I'm the owner of the VFW, and I do all this, and I've got this space, and you're parking in my lot, and I mean, cussing, and just, wow. And so I had to, like, that's not my business, like, hang on, and he did not hang on. And then eventually I got him to stop talking long enough to hand the phone over to him.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So nothing threatening, nothing alarming along those lines?
no,
Okay.
not, I mean, just being stupid, but like, not, I'm gonna come to
It's okay for him to cuss.
Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted
Got
to make sure. Perfect.
Cuss out my daughter. Perfect. So after I hung up, and this is when I first got there to meet Peter.
So, you got about a minute. Come over here. Come over here. And you're gonna apologize to my fucking daughter for talking the way you did to her. Get over here, or I'll call the fucking police, and you have this shit off of here right now. I own the motherfucking lot. I got the lease to it and the ownership of that fucking building. Yes, I fucking do. It goes. Yes, I do. Do not own this building.
This is from Helping Pa's video that the police got later, and she says she can't see anything, but remember that I'm supposed to be pushed. I've pushed him and done all kinds of crazy stuff to him and chased him around the parking lot. Video from across the street. You'll see where he hits my hat. His back's facing us. Did not. This is where I step away to call the police again. I'm not approaching him. Never chased him around the parking lot. Didn't hit him. Didn't push him. He didn't push me. He touched my hat. As the officer said, he could not see that I touched his chest, but one hand she says I did, another hand she says I didn't. This is the complete body cam, or not body cam, the video from across the street. What I find ironic is that the police officers, the supervisor, the cook walked up, my 2 people were in the car that saw everything, and they never went inside to ask the stability of this Peter guy, how he approaches people or what his issue is to have 100% disability and how he's handled people before, whether or not he was even the commander of the VFW. They never verified it. Never. I'm not approaching him. I'm not following him. I'm not being aggressive. We walked away. Definitely heated. 100%. We never get back together after that. I'm walking away. Granted, this video did not come in until later, but on the police report, on the discovery, you'll see that they said they were too far away to determine, but yet here we are on my phone. It's very easy to see that I didn't chase him around the parking lot like you'll see next. Waiting for the police. We never get back together. This is supervisor.
Your officers are very professional.
Good, I appreciate it.
Well, the reason I asked for you to come down here is I would like a second opinion on something.
Okay.
I don't know her name. Yeah, she doesn't think that what she saw constitutes enough for an assault charge. I would like to see him go away in handcuffs because I called for help as he's coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that call on dispatch?
Yes, officers were en route during that call.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And he still, come up and shove me, and I got it on video.
Didn't shove him. There's no
He made
video.
a claim that I must have put my hands on him, but I don't have anything in the video that shows that.
Okay.
And the threats and stuff I'm getting from him, I feel really unsafe with him around. And I know you guys only can work with the evidence you see before you. Did you see the video?
I have not yet. As you see, I just pulled up.
Okay.
Real quick, do you mind if I see your ID stuff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fast forward by 10 seconds.
Okay. All right, here you go. So, like I said, I spoke with officers earlier. Got to speak with them a little bit about what happened.
Yeah.
So I understand the only physical action, don't correct me if I'm wrong, is he pushed you, correct?
Mhm.
Did you feel any pain during that?
I felt, I was really shocked.
You were shocked, but no pain? Okay. So the reason that you're liking that charge is assault, you have to feel pain, right?
There's a lot of emotional pain. Like, I'm here on this property, and he comes up, and just for the context of this conversation, my property, starts chasing me around the property, wanting to fight, and then he dashes.
We just saw the video.
It wasn't.
Not chased him.
From my house, and someone comes to my house and start doing the same thing. I don't see it any different in a public place. Plus, the aggressiveness is really uncalled for. I just wanted to have a conversation about the trailers because they were on our property,
Yes.
and to blow up into this is way.
He called so calmly, Kurt, listen to my daughter, which no one
A
did.
strong message is you're not welcome on this side, and that be. Yeah.
Is, we can only go off the information that we have, right? And obviously we're not discrediting or saying that you're not being honest and whatnot, but we have to take both sides, as well as video and, any kind of evidence that we have and weigh with both sides. So it's not saying that you're wrong or anyway, or he's wrong or anyway as far as your statements, but we just have to take everybody's statement into effect. You know what I mean? Based off what I'm hearing, do you have anybody else that would have seen him following you around the property or anything like that? That's why I was hoping you guys had exterior cameras to catch that.
No, he went inside, said something to the folks inside, and then.
Why wouldn't you go inside as an officer? See what I said? Nobody ever went inside.
But if you listen to we talking to dispatch, as I get away from him, and I kept telling her I keep trying to get away from him. I was already over there before you guys showed up. He's chasing me that way.
Yeah.
We saw the video. He's lying. There's no chasing anything. And why didn't the officers go inside
He was
VFW?
chasing you over there. How was he chasing? Like, was
And
he
I was on the phone like this, and he just kept coming at me, coming at me, coming at me.
what was he saying during that?
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, get someone down here, choke you out, this, and this.
He's got the video. There's no choking you out, none of that. You guys listened to it and you ignored it. After listening and saying you're gonna check facts. Yep. This is supervisor, his body cam. Instead of asking about the people in the car, going in to check anybody in VFW. Listen.
To that house of that business and see if they had any cameras that would have caught over here.
Right there's a truck with 2 people that saw it, 2 more people. And he's sending them to check and canvass the area. And they're worried about that line right there. Why would you not check with the people that were there on site?
So you watched his video. It looks like you just did like a little show, right?
This one?
Okay. Because I did 1A, which is strikes, yeah, physical contact at all.
When I clarified with
Versus-
him, I said, did you feel anything? He was emotional. I said, okay, can't show emotion.
Still talking about the shove that she said she couldn't verify.
No, the only thing I'm looking at right now, potentially, is he said that you could hear it on the dispatch, or dispatch could hear it, that he was starting to fight him, and he had to back up basically all the way over to, like, by that Connex over there. And if he's starting to fight him, dispatch was telling him to step away from him, get away from him. My thinking is potentially we could have menacing, not, misdemeanor menacing.
Yeah, I think I'd do the harassment, honestly, between both of them.
Both of us, but yet she didn't do that. It's Officer Powell's video, and you can see that at some point here I'll show you where she calls me petty because I'm complaining later. But this is pretty petty that this is the spot that I have to move it. This is saying is their lot. That's not, this is their lot. I let them know on the Friday I was there. But truthfully, this is what everyone's calling the divider, and the actual line is here. Just because the divider's there, that everybody's thinking that that's the actual engineer line. It's not. It's over here. Just because that's always been there doesn't make that the lot. So petty me had to move over here for this gentleman 2 trailers up the spot. But this is the most important part. You heard how my daughter said that I was not, or that this gentleman called, Peter called, and how he acted. This is exactly what Officer Powell says to these 2 other police officers.
And since I started here. No, so, yeah, so he asked him, he's like, hey, I just wanted to know why your trailers were in the VFW parking lot, if you could move, because VFW gets busy. Like on state nights, this thing is full. And so he was asking him if he could move, and he's like, just hang on, motherfucker, I'm coming down there, I'll talk to you then, and he was like, got super aggressive.
That was-
seems like he was. I don't know who the cook is. but
So, and he right there, cook. So,
I guess they talked yesterday.
see,
just
they're
hang
gonna
on,
talk about the
motherfucker,
cook.
I'm coming down there, I'll talk to you then, and he was like,
Play this
got super
back.
aggressive. It seems like he was. I don't know who the cook is, the guy in orange. I guess they talked yesterday. What did they say? Did he give them permission to keep it?
They didn't ask. So here's the question. So they just know that the cook came over and was talking, and yet neither one of them went inside to speak to the cook and ask anyone at VFW. And she just told to this officer, made me look like an idiot, that this guy's told her all he did was call and was just, hey, could you mind coming over and moving these trailers? When this officer and the other officer, Derrickson, both heard from my daughter that that's not what happened. The gentleman called, he was irate and cussing me. So the reason I showed up and I was frustrated is because of his attitude on the phone. What's so disappointing here is the disrespect that I'm getting as a citizen and a business owner in the community. They're not believing me. She calls me a dick later on. She calls me, I'm gonna be a peach. She calls me a whiny ass, and she calls me I'm petty. That is not conduct becoming of an officer. And she's letting this officer know, the other officer know, as well as her supervisor, which I'm going to let you hear. Okay, this is Officer Powell again in the same body cam. She clearly states right here that she cannot hear, or see rather, any of me touching him. Listen.
So he wanted to move. Dude does have video. It does have him like, you can't see it because it's this close, because he's like right here, kind of like our body cam. But you can see where he's like super close, and he's like, "Don't push me." And so he wants the other guy charged with harassment, and he also wants the guy in the purple trespass from the.
So she clearly states right there that she can't see it. She asked later about him touching my hat. She went past that like no big deal. He said he didn't do it. That's okay. She can't see that I touched him at all. There's no pushing, there's no shoving, there's no touching at all. She says she can't see it. That's for now. So she's going to say something that he's one of the commanders. They never went and verified his stability, whether he's a commander. They didn't talk to anybody inside of VFW. No one.
Guy I talked to wants the old guy charged with harassment and trespass from the property, because he's one of the commanders here at the VFW.
So old guy was saying that he was touching his hat, but he came over and started doing that to his hat.
Okay.
And then
Obviously, I don't
when
have that
asked
on
about the
video.
push, he said that didn't happen. Or I said, "Did you turn physical?" He said no. His camera was off at that point because he hung up the call 911.
Okay.
So unless we
VFW does have cameras.
Her explaining the survey again, where she believes that this lot is only a partial lot that I own, and everyone's taking that curb is the survey. The survey line's over here. I'm not over the line. She doesn't care about that. Clearly, this will also show that I'm not out of my mind, that I wasn't being a dick at all.
The little section.
I would disagree with that, only for the fact that I know that this used to be fine. But if I need to move these over to the hump, I'll move them over to the hump.
Okay.
I'm not gonna worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, because this is showing also our GIS when we're looking at tax documents. This is VFW parking
Okay,
lot.
so I'm gonna to let you know this. Come Saturday morning or Sunday morning when they serve breakfast, if he's until he's gone, until he apologizes to my daughter, apologizes to me, I promise you I'll be calling the police every Sunday morning when they have breakfast, because they were full this morning. I was here for the $10 breakfast, and I'll be
So
asking them
we can ask them to.
And that's the part that she doesn't like, that I challenged that. And that's not right, because she's saying I'm petty later. I had to move those trailers 2 foot, and I was actually on my own property. And I was not mad. I was kind. I was just letting her know that if this is the way it's going to go, because I could see the writing on the wall. She was already upset and already was not objective to the situation. She was already one-sided. She's sympathizing with the individual, Peter. Doesn't care if I'm a veteran, doesn't care anything about that, didn't ask me about this, but this is her opinion of where Peter's at and of me.
Obviously, this line has been here forever. He's saying just to avoid any issues in the future for y'all. Again, my better half, he's still active duty, so I'm very familiar with the VFW. He's saying like when y'all have breakfast and stuff, don't have your members park in that parking lot. If you can ask them to not park over there, you can send out an email, whatever. I don't know how y'all usually communicate with your members. Because I know y'all are also open to the public too. Because he's saying that he'll call every time. This one is just being petty. I let him know
Being petty. I'll play that back. Let's just play that
he is
back.
trespass with your members. Because I know y'all are also open to the public too. Because he's saying that he'll call every time. This one is just being petty.
So I'm being petty, and also he's good to the public, but not me.
He's saying like when y'all have breakfast and stuff, don't have your members park in that parking lot. If you can ask them to not park over there, you can send out an email, whatever. I don't know how y'all usually communicate with your members. Because I know y'all are also open to the public.
Good to the public.
Because he's
Yes,
saying that he'll
that's
call.
it. Good to the public, not me. So that makes me look very poor. But she's already been not objective. She's made her opinion, and you're going to hear that next. Start with being petty again.
That he'll call every time. This one is just being petty. I let him know he is trespass. He was saying something about like you tapping his hat, or was that like before? Okay. Do y'all have cameras of this part? I know, okay, I thought y'all did at one point, cause I thought I looked at like where someone was messing with, y'all had a bunch of people like stealing scrap metal at one point.
The only camera we have is inside the building.
There you go. Letting him know, again, being petty, and she asked about the tapping of the hat, which he just denied and said okay, and she's fine with that, even though she couldn't see me touch him on the chest or anywhere on his body that she's talking about. She comes back and says later that I did, after she said she couldn't see it, but she is okay with accepting his word that I didn't, that he did not touch my hat. Very disappointing. Officer Powell going over to the two other officers that are there, and you'll listen to her. She'll clearly say that she reviewed the video and she saw me touching him. She already reviewed the video and she told them that I wasn't and they couldn't see it. So now she's come back after talking to him and sympathizing with him that now I did touch him. So here's her outcome.
RP's requesting a supervisor. Yeah. I told him that I would put him on a citation based on, I do have the video of him touching him. So that is her.
Let's back that up. I had the video touching him. Let's back that up.
I told him that I would put him on a citation based on, I do have the video of him touching him.
No,
so
we don't have a video of me touching him. She already said that we don't, and I've already shown that to you.
He does want to press charges. However, he wants me to take him to jail. I was like, he's bringing a trailer or truck over. He's going to move his trailer.
I didn't touch him, and they don't have a video of it touching. She just came back after she said I didn't. She couldn't see it. She verified she could not see it, but now she's going to tell them this is how she's going to justify it. Officer Powell's video cam inside after she's now contacted the supervisor.
Yeah, no, I had one party upset because he wants one guy to go to jail, and I told him my decision was to cut a citation.
What's that?
I told him, I have one guy that's a little upset because I told him I was going to cite the other guy because I do have proof of the harassment on that video.
Hold on.
But
Proof of the harassment. We just went through this. There is no proof of the harassment.
he's mad that I'm not taking him to jail. So he asked for a supervisor. Hold on. Do it.
Is he wanting to complain or like what's
I guess. I don't know. He just said, is there a supervisor? I was like, yep. And so I went and just called you.
Okay, no worries.
So I conferred with Dickens and Lozano, dealt with the other guy mostly. So I asked them, I'm like, do y'all agree? I was like, the other guy's also just kind of being a dick in general.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the other guy being?
And Lozano dealt with the other guy mostly. So I asked them, I'm like, do y'all agree? I was like, the other guy's also just kind of being a dick in general.
Being a dick in general. Being a dick in general. And you saw the video. For completely oblivious to the fact that how he called and started the conversation and how it got there. Completely oblivious to asking anybody else. But I'm a dick. I've been dick and I've been petty. Let me be a peach next. Hold on.
He was about
Let's go.
Dickens and Lozano dealt with the other guy mostly. So I asked them, I'm like, do y'all agree? I was like, the other guy's also just kind of being a dick in general. He was advised he is trespassed from here. He is moving his property. I showed him that, in fact, his trailers are on VFW property per, like, tax records. And so he's saying, I disagree. And he goes, if I go to the city and this is wrong, I'm going to be very upset. And I'm like, okay. I can only go off by what's in front of me.
Exactly. So is it the guy that's VFW that's upset?
That's the one who asked for the supervisor, but he's being super reasonable and not being rude. The other gentleman is the one that's being upset over the whole situation.
You mean a
He's
dick?
the one that actually escalated it. Yeah. Yep, the U-Haul guy.
And he's the one that's not asking for a supervisor?
Exactly.
So let me back that up. The U-Haul guy. So now I'm the U-Haul guy, which is again spreading poor rumors about me that I'm the guy that's upset. I'm being a dick. I'm petty. And the other guy's super, super kind. I mean, because he called and just politely said, hey, would you mind moving a trailer? And they've never asked anybody else about this guy's attitude, how he's treated anybody else. They refuse to go inside of the VFW. So let me back this up again 10 seconds and start so that you can hear more of this wonderful Officer Powell's comments.
I told him, I have one guy that's a little upset because I told him I was going to cite the other guy because I do have proof of the harassment on that video. But he's mad that I'm not taking him to jail. So he asked for a supervisor. Hold on, do it.
Is he wanting to complain or like what?
I guess, I don't know, he just said, is there a supervisor? I was like, yep, and so I went ahead and just called you.
Okay, no worries.
So I conferred with, Dickens and Lozano, dealt with the other guy mostly. So I asked them, I'm like, do y'all agree? I was like, the other guy's also just kind of being a dick in general. He was advised he is trespassed from here. He is moving his property. I showed him that, in fact, his trailers are on VFW property per, like, tax records. And so he's saying, I disagree. And he goes, if I go to the city and this is wrong, I'm going to be very upset. And I'm like, okay. I can only go off by what's in front of me.
Exactly. So is it the guy that's VFW that's upset?
That's the one who asked for the supervisor, but he's being super reasonable and not being rude. The other gentleman is the one that's being upset over the whole situation. He's the one that after I escalated it. Yeah. Yep, the U-Haul guy.
And he's the one that's not asking for a supervisor?
Exactly.
Yep, now we're going to laugh because they both know something should be right there, that something's not right. Why is the other guy asking for a supervisor? Why am I the aggressor? There has to be something more to the story, but yet they refuse to think about what that would be.
Just to give you...
Confusing.
Exactly.
Wait, what did he say?
Yep, the
Confusing.
U-Haul guy.
And he's the one that's not asking for a supervisor?
Exactly. So just to give you...
Confusing.
Exactly. So the guy who's being chill, because he told me, I told him all the things, and then I was like, the other guy who is upset was asking, like, he was saying that the VFW guy was like tapping him on the hat and was kind of like instigating. I don't have any proof. I don't have any video. I have he said, she said.
Yeah.
So I have video of the other guy like touching him. I have proof of the harassment.
Hold on. She said earlier she had no proof. She couldn't prove it. Now she's talking to the supervisor again after she talked to the other two. Now, ironically, she's got proof where she didn't have proof before.
That
Because
way, and he
it's
is.
not
I
there.
don't have any video. I have he said, she said.
Yeah.
So I have video of the other guy like touching him. I have proof of the harassment that way, and he is continually approaching the RP and was upset from the get-go. But
Yeah, so the VFW guy is the one that you talked to?
yes.
Okay.
So I told him, I was like, in full
Yeah.
transparency, I was like, I needed to determine whether you're both getting harassment charges or whether the one guy, I was like, I do have the proof from you on the video. I was like, but beyond that, I was like, I don't, like, that's all I got. So after I told him there was a chance they were both getting charged, that's where he goes, can I talk to a supervisor? So I was like, yeah.
Okay, and that's the guy we are issuing, right?
No, the VFW guy is the RP. He's not getting the ticket.
See, they can't even figure out because it's so confusing, but yet they're not smart enough to stop in their tracks and go, there has to be more to the story here. They're so confused, but I'm a dick, I'm petty, and I'm going to be a peach here in a minute.
Just the other gentleman.
Okay, so he wants to talk to us, but he's not getting charged or anything.
Exactly.
Okay, that's probably because in case he gets charged, he wants us there, but otherwise he's like, okay.
Yeah, and I don't have any PC to charge him. I have it for the other guy. But the other guy's also going to be a peach to deal with once he sees.
Oh, what was that? A peach? Hold on.
He's getting a PC to charge him. I have it for the other guy. But the other guy's also going to be a peach to deal with once he sees.
A peach. Hold on, one more time.
Yeah, and I don't have any PC to charge him. I have it for the other guy. But the other guy's also going to be a peach to deal with once he sees that he's going to get charged because he doesn't know he's getting charged yet. And so that'll be fun to have you there for anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the peach, and let's go to the spot where I get served. Okay, so here's where Officer Powell is about ready to give the peach, the dick, the peach, the petty guy, his citation. So I would expect that it's probably going to be pretty outrageous. It's going to get out of hand here.
Well, like I said, the harassment. Just a misdemeanor charge, so the court date is going to be on March 10th at 13:30 or 1:30. It's gonna be at the Fremont County Courthouse, which is 136 Justice Center Road, so across the street from PD.
Yep, where works at.
And then that's
I
all
can
there.
walk there. I took
And
a
then
4x4.
just sign it. I'm sorry. Let me get your copy out. Touch it. Come back. That's the summons. Just needs to go to your court date and then and contact information for the courts.
And he'll be in court too?
Yeah. So I'll go give, did they give you a business card already?
No, they
Okay, let me grab that.
So there we are, pretty peachy. The dick, the petty guy, peachy. It's just that's quite embarrassing for the police department. We're gonna come back to the very first interaction that the police officer had with my daughter, talking about what happened here, and I'm explaining to the officer about the ownership.
Jason, are you? I just had him on the phone. Officer Dickens. Hey, Jerry, give me 1 second. I'm dealing with the police officers over
This
here.
guy
I'll be right back.
called, so my dad runs this truck,
Okay,
and he's got it under contract, and this guy.
He's getting me a document.
okay,
And so he called me on the phone
But
and
you-
started cussing me
my
out
guess is if
after
you
he
look
got
it up-
the number on the internet.
okay.
719.
And then, I made him like stop for several seconds just to mute him long enough to give it on to be on it, so.
Okay. Okay, so he's just renting this?
I'm leasing that.
So what you saw there was the officer Dickens just got information from my daughter that says that this gentleman, the caller, Peter, he called and he harassed her, was cussing her, wouldn't shut up, and she had to mute him to hand me the phone. And he did the same thing to me and cussed me, told me he was gonna, all kinds of stuff about the property. And all I said to him was, where are you at? And I'll come up and get you right now. I'll see you, because this is ridiculous. And I told him I was just in your property the other day and talked to Joe and Alex, who's the other commandant at there. And anyhow, this is insane that you guys wouldn't even think about talking to my daughter again or anybody else. You at VFW or anywhere. Yet that never brought up, and it doesn't come up anywhere else. It just goes to nothing.
Goes with it. Okay. Jason Pickrell. He's gonna send me the deed.
So what you're about to see is another, still in the beginning here, we're still in this lot, where Joe from VFW, who's been there forever, went down to try to talk to Officer Powell. You'll see it on her body cam. She didn't know who he was. Didn't ask him who he was. If he saw anything, didn't care. But the word choke him out came from Peter. And I want you to hear where the word choke him out came from. Never came from me. It's going to come from Joe. You're going to hear it, and you're going to hear me repeat it.
I know he is. I called Alex too. I told him he's gonna, and I know you and I talked yesterday.
Now I'm back.
This is the spot where Joe comes up, and who's with VFW, has been for a long time. No one bothered to ask him. Officer Powell didn't ask him. Nobody else talked to him. In the word choke him out that Peter brought up in his statement did not come from me. It came from Joe, and you're going to hear it right here.
What's that? You wanna choke him out? I know he is. I called Alex too. I told him he's gonna, and I know you and I talked yesterday, and that's what I told the officer. I came over super nice. Hey, let's work on that.
Yeah,
We
because
can,
that's his, and that lot's his.
this lot, this whole,
That second lot right there is all his.
It's all belongs.
Okay.
So, it goes all the way,
So-
there's used to the house on here. We took the house on. Actually, I think it goes all the way back, but I'm not really.
Because when deals,
There, clearly talking about the lot again and where that's at. You guys are always using that line as the line. That's where they're at. But no one bothered to talk to this guy. And that was this guy has had, this Peter guy has had more outbursts against people and more issues. That's what the letters are going to show from VFW. And you guys haven't, these guys didn't do anything. They didn't refer, I'm petty, I'm the dick, I'm a peach. I mean, those things, yeah, that's definitely, there's not objective.
Right here, yeah. So, and I think there was a house back there. I'm not sure. He's gonna be in fact, but
I don't know what's up his ass,
Right, there's no.
Okay.
and I ain't afraid ready to call him on that.
Why? But there's no reason for him to. He called my daughter, cussing her on the phone, hollering at me. I'm like, I'm not gonna have it. I said, I'll be right there. Let's have it. Let's talk about it. So.
Well, luckily, he's gone in June. We'll get a new commander.
Okay. So what happened once you guys got here?
What's that?
What happened once you got here?
So he.
So there again, the people that are in there know that he's difficult, but yet your officers didn't check on anything. Here we are again talking about the touching. This is where the two officers, not Powell, but the other one, and you'll clearly hear him say they can't see anything.
I guess he's got on video of a shot of purple shirt guy shutting him. But you can't see it too well because he was holding the camera against his chest.
Let's replay that.
Yes, he's got on video of a shot of purple shirt guy shutting him. But you can't see it too well because he was.
Can't see it too well, but yet they're still going to give me a ticket and they're not going to ask anybody else. Insane. And here's the petty guy moving the trailers off of over the hump. That still, this is my property here. The survey is wrong, but I'm doing what I've been asked. The dick guy, the peach, the petty guy. That's what I'm doing. But that guy's not petty back there, and here she comes again.
I do have the video of him touching him.
So right there, let's do that again. She now said she has the video of me touching him. So ironically later,
I do have the video of him touching him.
let's do that one more time.
I do have the video of him touching him.
Yeah, they had no video of me touching him at all of a sudden now she got a video of me touching him.
So he's displeased about a citation.
He's displeased that I am charging. I told him, I said, look, full transparency. I said, I needed to determine whether you're both getting charged or one. I said, I have, he said, she said, I do have your video. I said, so I do have proof on your end. I was like, but I wanted a conversation with you because he's being reasonable.
Yeah.
He's not being rude. So I was trying to get him to, I was like, let him move his stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut paper. Because I don't see a reason to take him to jail and escalate this further.
No.
Do y'all agree? I mean, y'all had a little bit more interaction with other parties.
I think both parties are just pissed.
Yeah, so that's what I told him. I was like, let's avoid some issues. So, okay, I just wanted to confirm with y'all, because like I said, I had very little.
Find out from the plat in the city that this is different, I'm not gonna be very happy,
Right.
honestly. Because I got a feeling that you're all wrong. I'm not gonna argue with you,
Gotcha.
but, because I appreciate you, but I will tell you, I don't want to do that.
Well, here we are, well past the beginning, and now they're just starting to ask me if I have any video, which is ridiculous. If they watched his video, already drawn a conclusion, not objective, they're already biased, and here they're going to see mine now.
Of the interaction?
What's that?
Do you guys have any footage of your interaction?
Let me check. Hey, let me let you go. I gotta check my video when I had it. Thanks. I'll call you back. Bye.
This is the dick, the peach, the petty
I
guy.
didn't even watch it, so.
Yeah.
Should get this. Oh, what's that? Right here. Record this right now. So, you got about a minute. Come over here. Come over here. And you're gonna apologize to my fucking daughter for talking the way you did to her. That's. Get over here, or I'll call the fucking police. You have this shit off of here right now. I own the motherfucking line. I got the lease to it in the ownership of that fucking building. Yes, I fucking do it, Ghost. Yes, I do. And I'm recording this right now. That's all I got. Because I turned it off when I called police. Okay.
So I had no problem sharing my video after, I don't know, last hour of it. I mean, the first hour, they just listened to him, never asked me for any of it. Did not go into VFW, did not ask everybody in the truck. Totally terrible police work.
Because he's, I mean, he
So, and this is Officer Sabino's information too, that's part of the discovery, and says, Daniel was mad the way the male spoke to his daughter and came down to figure the situation out. Daniel said the other male at one point tapped on the brim of his hat, and Powell and I looked online, and it appears the curve that runs east and west. They go back and forth about that, but what it does say here, in the video, he was unable to see anything physical between the two. Daniel said the video was cut off so he could call 911, and he spoke to Fallon. She said the two parties were close together but did not see her dad push the male party. Fallon said she did not see the male touch her dad's hat. She did see the individual touch my hat. But anyway, point being, it's backwards. I mean, you know, did they see it, or they have evidence of it, or they don't have evidence of it. But here it is. This is Officer Powell's statement. And you can see in her statement that she is confused. She's got my words with with Zeal's words. She clearly says here that she doesn't say, at this point it appears that with an extended index finger on his right hand, he reaches out to push against Zeal's chest, which Zeal states, "Don't touch me, get away." At the same time, Francis is also stating, "Don't you fucking touch me. Are you recording? I didn't touch." That's assault, which Francis states, "That's not assault. I didn't touch you." They continue to argue. So I didn't touch him, but yet she shows that and says that she could see it. And then she gets down here to another spot. So just kind of to go through this, she talks about her narrative. So she has a conversation. So here it says, Francis was very polite and understanding as I explained the summons to the court to harassment. I provided him a business card with a name. He stated he and his family were on the way to go hike. And again, family, but didn't ask anybody else. Also provided a business card to Zeal. So I became a dick, a peach, and everything else. But in her report, she's going to put in here that I was very polite. So she's kind of all over the place. And then in addition to that, what really strikes me funny is that she's got this completely wrong on her narrative. She talks about Zeal having breakfast every Sunday at the place and owning a ranch down the way, when in fact, that's me. I have breakfast there every Sunday and have been going in there, and the ranch is a ranch I own in town, but she has it completely confused. Officer Powell's statement. Speaking with Zeal, he stated that he has breakfast at the VFW on Sunday. He owns a ranch on the east side of town and now the U-Haul business. So Zeal doesn't own it. Francis owns it. That's me. Again, this thing has all been totally misconstrued and out of hand here. But I don't see in here where she had the ability to call me a dick again in her report, call me petty, or to call me a peach.